Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. I gotta have like the intro or something. I don't know. I don't know. Ideas though. I gotta give me an intro. I really do. I'm gonna work on it though. But do I? Do I really care? I don't care. So I don't know. I'm saying like before I was going to read, I was like, ugh. So there might be some of y'all here that I may be challenging. You know, I don't know. It's just it's not. I don't know like confusing, but it's just like I don't wanna. Like, it's like that though. Like inner childish. It's like I don't wanna. Like, I don't know. But now, while you're here though, you can like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend, and tell a friend to come on down to the price. I was gonna say something. I wasn't. All right, let's go. I'm shuffling up though. Star keep coming out. Queen of Cups. That's why I said it's more like I don't wanna. It's like an emotional. I don't wanna. I don't feel. I don't know. It just feels like emotionally depleted though. I wouldn't say that. It's like emotionally depleted. Before I had started, I reading it was like, ugh, you know, it was like a lethargic type state. Not like a depressive, but it's more like fixed energy. You know how like when cars hit whatever them goddamn things, all you want to do is just you want to go to eat, sleep. It's kind of like a child, like a newborn. So it may be something new necessary that may be going on or acquired in your life. So it's kind of like that. Oh, I want to just go eat, sleep. What kids do? Eat, sleep, and shit like that. That's what it kind of feels like. So we'll see. We'll see what comes out. I don't know. I've got a new kid, so I don't know. But it's kind of like that energy where it's like eat, sleep, shit, like inner child, recuperating, rest. But I don't know. That's like the energy that's coming up. It's like I gotta go do something, but I was like, I don't want to. It's not like because it's not something I want to. I think it's more of an appreciation. So that's what I said. We'll see. It's more like an appreciation style. I do one more shuffling. I'm done though. I was speaking, so I kept shuffling. Bro. Shit. Woo! Overall mood, High Priestess. Let's see what's under this goddamn troll. Let's see what's under the troll. Like, alright. Let's see. Ooh. We got Hangman Justice and the of Pentacles. Hangman, you hear me say, I tell you that's like Hangman could be the person like who get caught up on certain parts and they stay stuck there. I tell you with the Hangman, it's not like the Nine of Cups when you hear me say, see me, don't you want to see me? The Hangman will sit there in a position to where it's like do I say self depreciate? Is it kind of like that energy, or is it like because it's like an emotionally drained style type energy, but it's more of a. I'm trying to think of the word. This music in my goddamn ear. Wait a minute, it's working against me right now. It's more like a self decay. Like you know how they say, if anybody who ever worked in like home health type situations where you be working with someone or something and they like, oh, they constantly have to rotate. They constantly have to rotate. It's kind of like that style energy because you got Five of Wands, Ten of Swords, and the Six of Swords. So it's kind of like needing to push, but it's more like I don't. It's a needing to push style type energy, but it's like a okay. But it's like I gotta push through six of swords, Six of Wands, and the damn Queen of Cups. Shit, I couldn't get it out. Then you had the strength. So that's why I said it's like that though. I tell you the Hangman, it's like, oh yeah, you got Six of Pentacles reversed now, so that could be though. I thought you pushing Hermit. I don't know. I kind of feel like this Hangman though with this because you got two this Hermit and the Two of Cups and the King of Swords. But some of y'all know this Hangman type energy. It could be the way like you necessarily like have to hit your head to learn certain things over and over and over again. It may be like a karmic style of way of learning. I don't wait a minute. Let me move this out. It may be like a karmic style of learning though, because the Hangman reversed. I gotta go one more for the overall mood. Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles reversed. That could be like financial type changes. It could be so that could be like financial conflict. That could be work because you also got Page of Wands and you got Page of Pentacles. I tell you, Page of Wands is like that negative Nancy type aspect when it comes to doing certain things. I don't know if it has something to do with money or it's just like sibling rivalry. Those differences Then you come back, you got temperance, where you hear me say peace, like needing peace or balance. Then you got seven of pentacles, like you hear me say that's like things coming to fruition. And it's like three of swords, and I tell you that's where it's like heartache, heart pain. It could be with dating situations or with just triumphing, because so it feels like no, I don't wanna, because you got ace of pentacles reversed, ace of pentacles with the three of swords. That could be like lies, resentment, but it's like being gifted that, or over and over, or gifting someone else this, because that's why it feels like a karmic lesson that somebody keeps going through. And it feels like it's like the way you learn. I don't know if it's the way you learn though, because say for instance, if you're like the type of person to where you have to like you get in the car, you say you want to go out of town, then you go out of town, then you don't got what it is that you need. So now you're mad that you got to get what you need, and you got to stop, and you got to get gas, you got to get this. So it's like being prepared. So I think that's like a karmic lesson, because you got seven of pentacles. I tell you that thing is coming to fruition, and it brings a style of peace. So it's like taking from one end to the other, the Cancerian type energies. So I'm trying to mesh everything together to bring something into a state of tranquil. And then it goes to the Page of Pentacles versus the Page of Wands. Some of y'all, this could be work dynamic. Ten of Pentacles, it could be a work dynamic or sibling rivalry, or necessarily like a job type style balancing. I told you this came up in an earth sign type reading, where it was like somebody was in a position to where they didn't know how to balance working careers. Like, no, shit, that's the same thing. Career in love. Like, that's what it was, though. But the Page of Wands and the Page of Pentacles could be a bad news barrier. For some of y'all, though, I told you that's like a style. I don't know if it's a friend, because you do got two of cups. And for some of you, it could be emotionally draining. Because I told you before I was doing the reading, it was like, I was like, okay, I got to push this out. And it was like, ugh. But before then, I woke up today, I was like, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. But for some of y'all, though, it's kind of like this type of energy. I don't know if it's like for monetary type gain, or working with someone or something, but it's like a deliverance of bad news. And the Page of Wands is a person who is hyperly negative. And it's kind of like an Eeyore type spirit. So I don't know if that's like the Eeyore spirit you're picking up, or whatever the case might be. Because I told you Eeyore was like hard to please, like emotionally. So I don't know if it's you, a friendship, a relationship, or whatever the case may be. But I told you it feels real inner childish with all these or whatever. Like the page is just more like, no, I don't wanna. I just wanna go to sleep. I wanna do. It's like that type of energy where you see children. It's like no, or they even tow up the house. Page of Wands energy, and like a Tasmanian devil, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna go to fuck sleep. The fuck? So it's like that though. So I don't know if you got something to do with kids, or you work with kids, or in that type of position, or you got a kid load of kids. Whichever one. It's like kids, you're in the child, whatever relationship, sibling, or work type matters. You got the hangman. I told you that's like the epitome of constantly getting caught up in situations. It's like um going over details, or just getting caught up on mishaps, because it does talk about getting caught up in caught up in certain things that need to relinquish, because it does speak to sacrifices. You got five of wands reversed and the ten of swords. For some of you, it could be a conversation type style, or getting on the same page, because five of wands and the ten of swords plus the hermit, it's like an inner knowing, because you had high priestess and the hermit. So it could be tiring yourself out, or tiring to deal with the same thing over and over and over again from an action and then communicating. And it's like, okay, so if you're not getting the changes necessarily that you need or seek, or like say for instance, you in the two of cups energy, the six of wands, where you hear me say just because we're going the same direction doesn't mean we have the same intention. So it's like two friends and they falling out, and it's kind of like you're the one that's in the middle, but they keep calling you, and it's kind of like, why the fuck do you keep calling me? And it's like necessarily wanting to retract, and it's like, well, let you two deal with it. And if they don't deal with it, and you see if you retract from that situation, it's kind of like, well, I don't have to be in the middle of this bullshit. So you get what I'm saying? It's like I don't have to be in the middle, but at the same time, they can work it out. And if they don't talk about it, or if they don't bring it up, or if it doesn't come up, then I can see I was the one that was like exhausting my energy. I don't know what the fuck that's about. Okay, you got justice. Then you got six of wands and the queen of cups energy. I told you that's like that Eeyore spirit. That's like in a space of being emotionally needy, but it's needing some attention wise. I told y'all Venus is in Leo. I'll be glad when it be shift, because Venus in Leo will have people who are, it's like retract, like this what it is. Venus in Leo will hit somebody who suffers with depression but necessarily won't seek help. because you have so many people around and an attention seeking type period. But the latter, it would be somebody in Leo, somebody that's just like always needy to where they can always get this though. So that's why I said it's like relationships, pairing, dynamic, balancing. For some of you, it's just like work and careers on both sides. For some of you, it's the karmic style lesson, the way you learn. You got Three of Pentacles. I tell you this is learning. I tell you this is learning. I tell you this is apprentice. This is information. It could be downloads or whatever the case may be. You got Strength in the Six of Pentacles and the King of Swords. For some of you, you not receptive to help. King of Swords, it could be like a legal type matter. For some of y'all not open to the idea of help. Or Six of Pentacles, it could be an abuse of knowledge. I tell you, I don't know why that information came in. If it's kind of like I'm always the person in the middle between certain things or whatever the case may be. It's like I'm gonna go to you because I know you're gonna like. It's like I'm gonna go to you, so it's like that's taxing and emotionally or whatever the case may be. So with the Strength and the Six of Pentacles, that's somebody who is okay. I got it, and I told you I got a blog on my board that I'm gonna put y'all through on. I told you domineering personalities. I got to get through it, and then the other one is. What the fuck? It's emotionally manipulative people. So I told you that like it's about emotionally manipulation to where like some people I was talking about how people who want what they want, but it's also how we emotionally manipulate ourselves into positions like this. So it's like, okay, no problem, I got it. And it's like I don't fucking want to deal with this. Instead of just backing out. Cause see me, I'm quitting. I'm a quit and I'm not a quitter, but I'm not a quitter because I was sticking it for the long haul. You got three ones that came out. It's it's not a quitter, but it's like if it was a situation with two people where they're into it, or if it's like two friends and they go in at it and it's annoying, and somebody's like, "Hey, can you go to this?" I would just retract myself out of that situation. Be like, I really don't give a fuck. I'm like, they'll work the shit out, however they work it out, and you would call me an asshole, but I really wouldn't give a fuck because I'm kind of like, why would I exhaust myself? And in a time where I see if I'm backing away from it and it doesn't come up, or they came and got somebody else, or say for instance, like if you had one friend that's always seeking somebody for like emotional support, where they reach out and then they don't reach out to you to go get somebody else. In that moment, I would say I need to cut this motherfucker off. Like, am I making sense? I don't know who it was. Like, they would just get the fuck out of my life. Like, that's what you hear me say. I would quit. Three ones, you hear me say this is returning back to the same state. So for some of y'all, though, this could be in the work dynamic. Could be returning back to working the same way. It's kind of like, oh, I'm gonna work myself to the bone. I've been working myself like it's like I was gonna start singing that song. It's like working myself to the bone because you got Eight of Pentacles and you also have the King of Pentacles. Some of y'all, this is like an abundance. For some of y'all, though, this is like studying, doing. King of Pentacles is like a state of what's the rush? I don't know. What's the rush? That's what I keep hearing. Like, what's the rush, or what is the date? What is the time? What is it that you're trying to consume? Because King of Pentacles is like King of Pentacles when it's trying to establish some sort of foundation when it's going into business or family. Ideally, though, it's kind of like, did you dot your I's, cross your T's? Because I think I was talking about this in a Gemini reading where I was telling them if they're trying to accomplish some sort of business, it's like if it's moving slow at this moment, it's like that's like if say for you had contracts that were supposed to show up one day, but they didn't do this and that. So it's kind of like what else could be done in those moments. So for some of y'all though, that's like creating some form of a list or leadership or with business though, because a lot of people, I ain't saying this to be mean. A lot of people want to do business, but a lot of people want to be entrepreneurs, but it's a difference between being an entrepreneur and a business owner. So it's like you get pushed. And it's taxing when you have to be like a business owner or run certain things and balance your work and your life. If it's marriage, if it's careers, if it's friends, if it's this, it would seem like it's fucking chaotic. You need the support that you necessarily need. But I told you Venus and Leo will go either way. Somebody who's necessarily depressed, depending on if it's like a low key, I got it, I'm gonna go through. It's not going to go get help. The Three of Pentacles also could be some form of a person who is a teacher or counselor. I told you with the King of Swords, though, knowing what you need to cut out. So what else? It's something else I can't think of. All right, it's something else. Wait a minute, because you got Emperor and the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups. So for some of y'all, though, I told you it's like Emperor reverse is like an angry type state. It is. It's kind of like losing patience. It doesn't have patience. Ideally, though, it's like I have to do this. I have to do this. And I told you, the emperor is like a very rigid. It needs for control. I think I just mentioned this earlier, though. I said to yearn for control is to feel the loss of freedom. So for somebody who always needs to control the dynamic or something and how it goes, for some of you it's walking away. For some of y'all, if this has something to do with like people dynamic, other people happiness, or just necessarily being support, it's like shit. Find out how you support yourself. I'm saying like, cause if my inner child is like good enough, and people trying to say no, we're gonna do this, I'm gonna show you we're gonna do this, and it's some fuck shit. No, I'm finna go take a nap, or I'm finna go listen to some music. I'm gonna do whatever makes me happy. I don't give a fuck, and ain't nobody finna peer pressure me into making me feel like, oh, well, you know, so and so, fuck them. And that's where like the emperor comes in and cups. But for some of y'all, I think this is where like you get to the emperor type style, losing control, losing patience, and then so you know what? I'm out. I'm walking the fuck away or whatever the case may be. So it could be another person. I did also I don't know. But I said it could be you though. But you got Five of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and the Chariot. So that's why I said it's like going backwards. So for some, I think it's emotional, an emotional gauge and understanding being fulfilled. Though for some of y'all, though, I think if it has something to do with business or the work dynamic or feminines, ideally, though, I think it's learned. Some of y'all operating your masculine energy because the Queen of Cups is reversed. So it's kind of like the Queen of Cups would be necessarily the emotional aspects to where, like, if somebody's getting a house big, the roofing done, and the wife was like, "Oh no, I'm gonna go make them some lemonade because it's hot outside," and the husband will be like in the King of Cups, "Fuck that, them niggas getting paid." You like that type of energy, but the Queen of Cups will be like, "No, I know they're tired," and knows how to relate. My TV cut off. It knows how to relate to them, so it would be giving. But I feel like it's this imbalance. It's like it needs balance, to where it's like unbalanced. Like, am I making sense? I don't know, but I tell you, it's like tapping into your energy. I just feel like this wave of I need to go to sleep. I really didn't feel like I need to go to sleep before this. Like I don't know what's that about. It's like I need to go to sleep, and I don't really feel like I need to go to sleep. You got the lovers here. I feel like this got has something to do with relationship too. I will say that though, because it's like if it's a relationship though, it's kind of like it's this if it's a relationship though, I would say it's like a petty spat. We going backwards instead of forwards. I will say that though, because you got the high priestess though here, the lovers and the high priestess though. It's like backwards and forwards though, so it's kind of like a mirroring type aspect. If it's the people in your life or situations, kind of like you looking for some sort of change. So it's kind of like if the Ten of Pentacles is up, I want to know what the tower gonna be like. You got Seven of Cups. I want to know its tower gonna be like up or reverse. But it's kind of like this energy. You got Four of Swords. I said that though. Rest, because I told you, I told you. And I was like, all right, let me go ahead and do this reading. I got Cancer. I got Libra and Capricorn and Sag left. And before I got the energy, I'm saying I was so tired. I was like, damn, I won't do it now. So you got Four of Swords, and you also got High Priestess though. So I said some of y'all like need to rest. It's like in a mind type state or worry because you got Four of Pentacles. I told you High Priestess is a divinity type card. I told you when I looked up there, like it's a lady that's praying. So it could be for assistance or support because the lovers is the number 6, and I told you that it's like necessarily assistance. But like that's what you like if it's annoying the energy is necessarily telling you in the Ten of Pentacles. It's like check. Do I really got the help around me? Did I really got to help? But this is where, like, you hear me say the evacuation period of people in your life. Where it's like, okay, some people gotta fucking go at this moment. It's like that's where the emperor energy is. Like, okay, every time you come around, bitch. Like, I'm not saying like get in a cussing mood, but it's like every time you come around, bitch, you always like it's like stating that or somebody's like that with you or whatever. It's like every time you come around me, it's always about you. You don't never ask me how the fuck I'm doing. And it's like understand that I don't have to deal with this though. It's like, you know what? Fuck you, and fuck you by the way, and fuck you and standing on it. Like and then walking away, not getting to the point of where I'm gonna have a heated spat. I'm gonna come back and then I'm gonna pacify the fuck out of somebody, and then I'm gonna go right back to the state of well, I really didn't get my point across. So that's why I said it's more like it's like a fuck you from like the gut standing on it though. So like please channel the energy. Like please call me. Three of Swords. Three of Swords, I'll tell you that's kinda like heartbreak. So if it's like a relationship though, it's like I'm not gonna say it's heartbreak or a relationship because that sounds petty. Seven of Cups though, it's like discontentment or not necessarily being pleased in your life. It could be with career choices or options or with the idea of control or because say for instance if you did get a job and it's like managing and you have to step up in a position of authority, it's kinda like I really don't want it. And it's like stating it if you don't want to, because this is the Queen of Swords. If it's a relationship dynamic, for some of you, it's controlling. It's a controlling spirit. I told you that's a controlling spirit. Though. You got Seven of Cups and the Queen of Swords. For some of y'all, though, it's like learning how to communicate. Though I told you it's from a feminine type aspect, so it's understanding like how can you be more communicative. Because if this is for a job or a home front or necessarily a person, it's like how can we communicate better? How can we understand each other emotionally, or is it time for just like we just both go our separate ways? Because sometimes it get tricky though. You hear me say from business and personal relationships. And like when I say for instance, if you're in a marriage and it's like two people that's in a relationship, y'all trying to get a business off the ground, it's kinda like, no, I can't help you. I gotta go get an assistant. I don't want to because I know you're always late. So I'm not gonna fucking deal with it. But if you need me to go drop like that's being honest and it's not saying that, oh somebody's being very snarky. It's like, no, I'm being honest. Like you always late. Because I know I'm on color people's time. If you don't tell me, I will be late for every damn thing. Not purposely. It's not purposely at all. So it's kind of like if it's that style of energy, it will be like this constant conflict. I will say that though. It'll be like a constant conflict or whatever the case will be. Well, this is supposed to happen. This is supposed to happen. This is supposed to go this way. And it's kind of like, no, no. Free will is a boogaloo. And I'm telling you, like, so that may be pissing you off though if you in your life and you and the emperor said energy and it's like with a friend or person or whatever the case may be and it's kind of like well they get to do whatever the fuck they want to do, why the fuck I can't do whatever the fuck I need to do? And that's what you hear me say where I talk about the Cancerian energy where I say y'all this one thing that I noticed, I said y'all would choose everything and everybody before you and put yourself last. Then when you finally choose you, it will come from a selfish type state and then that's where it seems like karmically you are taking a bigger hit, but it's like learning a lesson though. I think it's like the people, the balance, and all those different types of things. Cause I told you got Libra energy, balance in the middle though. So I told you Libra's gonna be real fickle this month. So it's like I'm not gonna say because of it's like the patience aspect, but you gonna know if you wearing yourself too thin from like a skill type aspect or with other people though. So it's like, no, this gotta go. I'm sorry. It's being honest. It's not like it's like not being decisive. It's using your voice and understanding what it is that you need because you got the star and you got the Five of Swords. So that's why I said it's that type of energy. It's like, no, I got it. Like it's choosing you from that aspect though. And for some of y'all though, if this is love, it's very tricky though. It really is though. For some of y'all, if it's like a relationship span, and so with this Three of Swords type energy, it's like being very clear about emotional hurt and then turn around and say, all right, okay. So it looks like somebody has somebody on a chopping block. That's what energy it kind of looks like though. It's fights, it's arguments, kind of like, no, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. So it's like somebody's fighting to be seen. I tell you, that's that bullshit in Venus and Leo. I'm telling you, because Venus and Leo, where the aspects of Leo wants to help and it wants to assist, but the Leo energy sometimes can be controlling and it controls to its point of happiness. That Queen of Wands energy. So the Queen of Wands energy can be very forceful and like at a space of where it's like fights, arguments, and it's kind of like no, it's like constantly going through fiery type outbursts. It's kind of like that can emotionally drain the shit out of somebody. It can. I've been saying that though. I've been saying that all week in the car. I said shit, them fiery going back and forth arguments, that shit will drain the shit out your inner child because it'll be just, oh, it's cool when it's banter. It's like a quick debate or we just having fun, but just constantly back to back, it's kind of like, I don't want to fight for my damn happiness. And I think for some of y'all, though, this is what it is. So I think it's like a test because if the hangman is an energy to where it's constantly stop, start, is teaching you to necessarily stand up for what it is that you want So that's why I said I thought it's like a lot of inner child, like necessary. If it's something that makes you happy, it's kind of like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to cut back on this. I don't want to deal with this. Da, 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 da. Okay, it was dealing with kids. Okay, well, I gotta get this on the schedule. I gotta do this. It's like that type of energy, so you can be able to maintain your happiness and not everything that's fucking around you. Because I tell you, like, watch after this read, because I'm gonna upload it because it's gonna be cherry, and then watch the Libra, watch the energy gonna chill. It really is. That's like before I had started, I was like, damn, where my what child? I tell you, I feel so tired. I was like, damn, why the fuck I feel tired? You got 4 wands, 2 wands, and the 7 wands. I tell you, this could be remaking, redoing, homework, teamwork, homework, not homework, like school. Some of y'all probably go to school, somebody goes to school. 7 of wands, though, this could be reestablishing boundaries with people and assistance and help, because it's like, do I decide, like, do I want to partner up? Because the lovers is kind of like, for me, from a contractual type aspect, it's like, do I want to or do I not? Do I want to move? Do I want to stay? What do I want to do is the uncertainty. But the 7 of wands is the energy of um lack of boundaries. Damn, I need a lighter. Oh, it's lack of boundaries, but it also speaks of people harassing you. And I told you, the energy feels draining and tired. So I told you, if it's like a friendship or the family or the dynamic always being in the middle, sometimes it's like, let me remove myself from this bullshit, though. Sometimes if it's just controlling the narrative of saying, oh, did you do this? Did you do this? Did you apply? Did you do this? It's like sometimes you just got to relinquish the reins or whatever the case may be, so they can figure out certain things on their own. For some of y'all, I feel like this is pushing you to fight for necessarily what is it that you care for, instead of going into a state of emotional shutdown and like passive aggressive, or whatever the case may be. So I will state that though. All right. Woo, not today. Ace of Wands. Wait a minute. Call me. 9 of Pentacles. I like that though. Ace of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles. I like this though because this is a state of independence. For some of y'all though, this is moving towards your own. Your own. And I'm not talking about your own, like, say for instance, because it was a King of Pentacles out now. There's different types of energy though, or a lot of Pentacles for its abundance. So it's kind of like maintaining your own first. Like, how do I make sure that I have everything that I have in stock? Like, what is it that I need? Do I got to support? Because number 9 is like stagnancy, complacency. So for some of you, though, this could be like a lagging energy in the 10 of Pentacles energy. So it's like, oh no, I'm fine with where I am. And if you're fine with that, be okay. But if it's other people in the dynamic, or necessarily, it's like communicating, you know what? I'm tired right now. And can I get a moment? I need a fucking moment. For some of y'all, though, it's like compartmentalizing and just putting things into play. Because I tell you, the Hangman and the Justice and the 3 of Pentacles, it's a repetitive cycle that some of you, it's just like not learning. Some of you, I think this is a way that you learn lessons karmically, and it may seem like it's fucked up though. It's a start, stop, start, stop. So it's a start, stop. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go. Because we just went to the 3 of Wands where we were going back, and then now we're back at the Ace of Wands. So I told you, just like the gauge of emotional, like how much do you take necessarily though, and it's like honoring the feminine type aspect though. Because I told you, when the feminine energy is out of balance, it's like, oh, I'm gonna give, I don't understand, I'm gonna give you, I'm gonna give you. It's like, no, I'm gonna give you, and it's like, 10 of Wands and the 10 of Cups though. For some of y'all though, I think it's 10 of Wands, the tired, like somebody's tired when it comes to them. 10 of Cups, and so that's like family dynamic or overall happiness, or when it comes to just emotional health. I'll tell you, 10 of Cups is the environment where things are necessarily emotionally abusive, to where like you could be taking advantage of somebody emotionally. It's like, oh, I'm going through this, and somebody's like, no, you got to push through. And the other half, it's like somebody who is just, no, I'm going through this. Like, I'm gonna dump all my load on you, and you kind of like, I'm going through my own shit. 10 of Cups, so that's why I say I think the 10 of Pentacles is like in the energy of like, I need to reevaluate like friends, people, situations, things necessarily that what I do for me to get to my happiness. So that's why I say it feels like that. But you got 3 of Cups, 5 of Cups, and it goes back to what? The 8 of Cups. So that's why I said for some of y'all though, it's recognizing this. Grieving the losses, own emotions got in their own way, or it could be this. So you're going back to the relationship type aspects. Like, this is somebody who it's not emotionally it's emotionally fluid, but it's not balanced or whatever the case may be. So it's kind of like, oh, if I want to be in this relationship, I'm going to be with this, and then I'm going to not think about this. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to do this. So it's all over the place, and it's like very tiresome. That's what kind of gets me up because it fluctuates, like the energy fluctuates so much. Then it goes to the Seven of Cups where you're emotionally burnt out, and that speaks of like sober thought, sobriety, necessarily getting honest. And then you hear me say from that, and then we take that down from the seven, then we take away the five, then we put us at the Two of Cups with like masculine and feminine energy behind you, or relationships, or necessarily support. So it's kind of like that could be the Tasmanian devil knocking over everything. Somebody's like, you done? So for some of y'all, or this could be certain things that you adore or don't put forth interest into. I don't know what that's about. So it's like a real drained, heavy energy. I'm telling you, it's like, oh my God, I'm so tired. So tired. It's a tired energy. We got Page of Swords. We got Page of Swords versus Page of Cups. Nine of Cups. Nine of Swords. And we also have the King of Wands. Swords versus this Page of Cups and this Nine of Cups. I tell you, this could be the unaware, the unknowing, the collecting type states. Information though, the Nine of Cups is a state of um unhappiness. It's like unhappiness. It's like not feeling seen necessarily, not feeling heard. I tell you, the nine is complacency and stagnant. So it's like get stuck, even if it's relationship dynamic. So I'm gonna go over here to this, and I'm gonna give to you. And this is somebody who necessarily, I'm gonna put my interest in something that doesn't serve me. Because you got Nine of Swords versus the King of Wands. So that's kind of like the energy of like stress, insomnia, tired, words that never really leave. Work words, whatever it is, like emotionally, verbally, energetically, never really leave. So it could be lack of sleep, though. I told you, it could be lack of sleep, sleep deprived. I will say that though. Four cups, got four cups, like sleep deprived, sleep deprived. I need some sleep. I need some sleep. I need some sleep. It's like sleep deprived. I will say that though. Let's go. Try to pull them all out before we fluctuate. Whoo. Let's go. Trying to get them all out. So when we get through, I can go to the animal and then we go to what's called bam. Temperance on the bottom of the deck. Cards that came out, we had the Page of Pentacles versus the Knight. That feel up right. So those two, four cups. Alright, okay. Then we got, hold on, let's see. We got the Scorpionic Energy Reverse, Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and the Hierophant. For some of y'all, this is a routine, though. I will say that the Page of Pentacles to the Knight is kind of like growing through certain obstacles and certain changes. The Knight of Cups is an energy where somebody who could be very selfish in a type of style. This is the something that needs to change, but it necessarily doesn't change. So somebody's stuck to the same routine, ideally, though. So it goes from the Page to the Knight, but the King of Pentacles is a little bit too risky. So it's like too much management. This is kind of like where people in like managerial positions where you start off as a worker, you go to assistant manager, then it's like CEO, or you could run one thing, but it doesn't want you to put on more. You have this Death Energy, Ace of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups in the Hierophant. So it's kind of like somebody's giving something in the same thing as a routine type style. So that's why I said it goes back to this Ten of Pentacles energy, to where like if it's chaos or friends or somebody who comes to calling on you or asking you for support, it's like you're coming off in a Knight of Cups type way, and it's like taxing and it's lagging. For some of you, like Knight of Cups could be same sex relationships. I forgot to say that too. Everybody who don't know, these reasons be for everybody else. I don't know. But it's Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. But the Knight of Cups, I tell you, it's more of a gossipy, indecisive, two-faced type energy or whatever the case may be. And two-faced doesn't always have to be like you're sneaking with the intent of talking about somebody. It could just be showing one side into another place. So it's kind of like, oh, I don't want to say this to this person, so I'm going to go over here. And I think that's where like some of y'all may be emotionally burnt out if you're caught in the midst of a family riffraff. It's like caught in the midst of a family riffraff or friends or relationship type dynamic on the work front, because it's kind of like somebody is so emotionally accustomed to relying on somebody else. Because you got the Knight of Wands, you have the Empress, the Two of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. I always say this: the Queen of Pentacles is nobody friend. The Queen of Wands is nobody friend. I tell you that Queen of Pentacles is like, oh, I can do this, I can do this, and it's out for self-interest and gain. Queen of Pentacles comes up, I tell you, when it comes to, for me, since we're talking about children or in the home, this is where you like, oh, I'm so tired, I feel so drained, fuck these kids, I necessarily don't know what I need to do. Do I need to go find me something that's ideally though? So this could be juggling between, okay, I need to give, I need to do, I need to work. So that's like, I'm gonna be an independent, I'm a boss ass bitch, so I'm finna work and I'm finna act like a dude, doing in front of my kids. I'm so tired, emotionally drained. I'm gonna knock their ass out, I'm gonna talk to them crazy, like that type of shit. It's weird, but I tell you, it's kind of like this fluctuating style. So this Knight of Wands energy is more of a arrogant, egotistical, or it could be a jealous type style. So that's why I said it's all over the place though. It's all over the place. I told you, it's like a family spat. Before we get to pulling, no, wait a minute. Before I clarify, before we pull off, you got Temperance on the bottom of the deck. You got the Moon. You got the World. You got Eight of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. That's why I said for some of y'all, it's like dead ass. Like this is like karmic style type lessons. How you do what you do, whether it's making friendships, relationships, ideally, like how the fuck can I get out of this? Okay, let's go. But if it's like a family type spat, I will say this though. For some of y'all though, it's kind of like if you're always there or being emotionally supportive for somebody else, it's kind of like, okay, well, let me get out of this because this is their drama. They keep calling on me. If you've been through this in a family and it's rhything up in a friend type dynamic, you're not new to this. It's kind of like, why do I keep giving? Because it comes off necessarily to where I tell you it comes off in a night type of way. For some of y'all, the knights is the friends or the people in the supportive dynamic group where it's like mirroring that back, where the Knight of Cups could be a style. So the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Wands, where it's like all reversed, where they're not necessarily supportive. Like they don't know how to be supportive. So it's kind of like the Knight of Wands could be jealous and want to compete. If you see this like in a family dynamic to where it's kind of like, oh yeah, so and so, they got their kids together, da 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 da. You was going through a hard time, and now you got, oh, well now my kids do this. It's like that jealous ass, stupid ass competition between family or whatever the case. I mean, it's like, how does they get us where we need to go? Sometimes you see this in lovers and style and relationships, but for some of y'all, I feel like this is the Ace of Pentacles versus the Knight of Cups. So it's kind of like that's the manifested type energy that it comes in from. So you can say, oh, I just want to help, and it's kind of like recognizing that the helping energy is spilling back in other places of your life. So that's why I say I feel like this is more of a taking control of what it is that you want and standing up for what it is that you need. And that's where like, oh no, I'm gone, I'm done, or whatever the case may be. So it's all over the place. I'm telling you, it's all over the place, and it's not emotionally honest. I will say that though, it's not emotionally honest. Let me see, because I tell you, I want to see where the tower was at. Ugh. Six of Cups and the Seven of Swords. So we got the Knight of Swords up under there. I knew it, and we got the Seven of Pentacles. So hold on, I'm trying to see where the tower is. Bam, did I say that though? Bam, I knew it was a tower type moment. But I tell you the Knight of Swords, I tell you the Knight of Swords is more of a, oh, I got it, I know, I know. And it's like Divine's like, no, you don't. You don't. Like, I'm telling you to stop. And it's like, stop with, for some of I think it's just boundaries though, because I tell you, Seven of Wands where people feel like they can harass you though, so they have no money. It's like, oh, you ain't going through this. Let me lay all my problems on you, and it's like, the fuck? Like, did you even ask me how I was doing, bitch? I'm saying it's like that type of energy where I don't know if that's like your style or technique or relationship that you have with people. So it's kind of like if it's like challenging in career and those type of aspects, it's trickling over because it's kind of like you're not new to this. So that's where it comes out. That's why I said some of y'all, I think that's why you learn karmically. So that's why I think it comes with boundaries and assistance and help though. For me, an octopus and an oyster. I tell you, octopus is like being occupied with so many things, and the occupied could be a gossip, and the oyster though. So it's like hidden though. So it's kind of like it gives me like a bit scorpionic. I will say that though. So it's being so preoccupied, like the scorpionic energy. I'm gonna give you so much information, or you think you know me, but you don't know me. But I'm gonna just keep you busy with this. So I think that's how some of y'all do with y'all emotions, or it's like being so preoccupied with other people that necessary. It's like one thing is going to roll over in the other. You got masculine energy, but you also got the oyster. So it's kind of like being so preoccupied with something that I end up doing nothing that I don't treasure or value. So it's like one thing is going to trickle into the other. So it's like that miscommunication. Though. So I think that's where it's coming off. So if you need that support or understanding, and it's kind of like somebody's not, they're gossipy and they talk too much or whatever the case may be, you're doing so it's kind of like, hey, if you know two people that's into it and you constantly playing the middleman and it's not helping, it's kind of say, let me step the fuck back. This ain't got shit to do with me. If I choose a side, I choose a side. Like that's the energy because I be telling people indecision is still a decision. So however you feel, can't nobody make you feel how the fuck you feel. Like that's your feelings. If you sway, however it is, that's your energy. That is the voice. Solar blast. It's like state your intention. The words of me. I used to be in that when I used to be in like that Scorpion paranoid energy, I was like, who sent you? Who sent you? Like you gotta just start thinking about who sent you. Like when you're going through certain situations, you're like, who the fuck sent you? How the fuck did I get here? I tell you the the fox. I'll tell you the fox. That's a very sneaky, subtle, wanting certain things ideally, though, but not acting on it. The fox, it can be a crafty style type energy, but it also can be misleading, though. I'll tell you the fox, it can dominate in numbers, but alone it won't. It depends on what's the style of prey. Firefly. That's what I said. Ooh, I'm saying. Whew. Bottom of the deck, we got the eagle. Let's go. I'll tell you the eagle is a part of the transformation, the phoenix style type process, though. What's the first card out? Eagle it is. I'll tell you, eagle is a part of rising. It's a hawk. You got a frog that speaks of, I tell you, the totem of the frog. It's reversed, though. The frog needs to be replenished. I said that, though, like tired, doing too much. What's it is? Eagle, that's fire. Ear, that's earth. I need one more. And you got the bear. I said that in the panther. It's like tiring out. I told you it's like a little kid. Like tiring yourself out on the bottom of the deck. It's kind of like I'm tired. So I'm gonna start lashing or being overly aggressive in that style. And if you have communicating that, it's like shit, get the fuck on out the way. The bear is awakening from a spiritual slumber. I said that though, like it's some awakening. It's like a karmic style of a lesson that it's teaching you, and it's maybe a little rough and unfair. To bring into balance, it is when it is in balance, it is inner strength yearning to grow. When it is to bring into balance, it needs movement and exercise. When it is out of balance, it feels lethargic, heaviness, and withdrawn. Did I say that though? I was like, that's what it kind of feel like. I was like, it's like that's where that spazzing, shadowy. I'ma say this. I'ma do this. Da 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 da. Oh, and for the women, it's kind of like I'm a spaz. I don't give a fuck. The deer, when it is in balance, it is receptive, it is compassionate, it is nurturing. When it is out of balance, it is concerned and protective. To bring into balance, it is to go in nature or children. That's why I said it's inner child or your children, ideally, though. This card may appear with a birth or a new celebration comes in, or a situation calls for absolutely gentleness and compassion. So that may be for some of y'all, which y'all may be asking somebody like, can you grant me some pardon me, grant me some gentleness, compassion, some understanding though? What's that fire on fire? Yeah, that's what I said. It just seems like it was all over the place. I would say. The energy wise, it's all over the place. Whew. Woo! I said that though. Annihilation and unnecessarily purging. Panther won't stand to see our growth or energy stagnant. Didn't I say that? Didn't I say that? This is fire energy. When it is out of balance, it is self-destructive. When it is in balance, it is brave. It is productive. To bring into balance, get rid of the unnecessary. We've all been through those experiences, and they've made us better people. Trust that the Panther journey will always lead us to a brighter place. I said that. That was kind of like when y'all just stuck and y'all learn lessons. Like it's like a karmic lesson. Ideally, though, that's coming up. So it's kind of like, God damn. So I told you, it's kind of like it was taking on too much. It's kind of like got that friend that's necessarily like, oh my god, I'm constantly you like, shut the fuck up, and it's like making you spaz, and it's kind of like at the point where you kind of don't give a parent somebody's like, no, you was like a little bit bitchy. You was like, no, she always do this all the time, and you really don't give a fuck. And it's like, hill that you're willing to stand on. And it's like maybe that's the shadowy way coming out saying, okay, it's time for you to, what else you gonna clean up, get rid of, get out of your life. So it's like that style of energy. So it's kind of like if life is being forceful in this moment, it's teaching you certain things. I will say that though. So it's kind of like, no. That's why I said instead of being like the passive aggressive common denominator, what they call Cancerian energy all over the place and just boom, letting some things go. Turtle, turtle. Alright, that's enough. We in the moon knowledge at this point. We got 45 on the bottom of the deck. We got Aquarius. It speaks of talking about loved ones. Have you shown somebody you care? Ideally, though. So this could be for a crosswatch or anybody else. Emotions are running high. I knew that shit was gonna come out. I knew that motherfucker was gonna come out. What do I need to release? It just says that though about the Panther. Have faith in your dreams. For some of y'all, for us, it's Pinnacle energy and surrender to divine. And so you have too many divinity cards. On the bottom of the deck, you got work through your fears. I said that though, it felt very scorpionic though, where it's kind of like I'm gonna say enough. I'm just gonna be evasive or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna keep my hands so tired. So it was like needing like emotional reassurance. I told you, y'all can't see her. It just give me like 2014 of my life. I say like that's at the most where I was just picking up so much thing. I'm telling you, I used to complain about doing so much, and then I was like, oh, I gotta take it or I gotta do it, and I would do the same thing with other people. And like instead of me just honoring the fact that I was like in a state of heartbreaking or heartbroken or just emotionally stuck or stagnant, I didn't. So I had to learn unnecessary dumbass karmic lessons. So that's why I said that's what your energy gives me. A personal issue reaches a solution. That's what it really is. It's like, ugh, like I just want to miss. I want to go. Like I just want to go on a vacation and just leave everything the fuck behind. Like that's what I want to do. It's like a running type tease. How long can you run? I'm telling you. How long can you run? Super moon. Oh shit, I ain't even flipped to the page, but that ass though, how long can you run? Or whatever the case may be. I'll see my bad parents. Alright, let's go. I'm almost there. Shit. Okay, wait a minute. Is it there? This card suggests that the answer to whatever you're asked about, what you're asking is writ large and like a silvery full moon set against the velvety sky. If you're wondering how successful something is going to be, such as a job or a relationship, then the answer is very. To use common parlance, the answer to your question may well be that it is under your nose. This card is about being larger than life, being special, and bursting with energy that you can tune into and work with. You can expect plenty of good things and positive outcome when this card comes up, but you may find that there are a lot of emotions to deal with. There's also a sense that opportunities around whatever you're asking about don't come along every day, so take action. Success is close. I just must trust. A resolution to your question is closer than you may think. Don't ignore the obvious. Something exciting lies ahead. Make sure you don't blow events out of your proportion. Speak to the goddess and ask for her assistance. A supermoon is a new or full moon that takes place when the moon is at its closest point to the earth and during its monthly orbit. An event known as, I don't know what the fuck that is, perigee. I don't know. I ain't been in the most reading mood. If it's a full moon, perigee, my bad. Perigee, if it's a full moon, the moon appears around 14% bigger at this time. The moon is known as the queen of emotion, queen of cups. And if you draw the supermoon card, regardless when you do, you can expect that your feelings will be more charged. So that's why I said for some of y'all, though, it's something in your life that's going on that's transforming or trying to transform you. It's a passion project, something, relationships, newness. It could be a birth or celebration. Whatever it is, it's something new and it's very exciting or impactful, though. And I don't think some of y'all are really paying attention to it the way you should. And I think that's where like this emotional, burnt out energy is hitting. So on that note, cancers, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna name this though. Is it like somebody needs a nap? I don't know. I think we're gonna name it somebody needs. I don't know. No, it's like I don't know. We could say emotions are getting out of hand. I don't know. We probably go with that. somebody's emotions getting out of hand. I don't know. So we can go with it.